Hi, and welcome to a very special Schmel What's Cooking. This is my 100th video. So back when the plague came, I started to go batshit crazy just like everybody else. And I started making videos, and now I'm up to 100 of them. And some people, subscribed, and I even have subscribers that aren't my family and don't know me, which is amazing. So thank you. Socially distanced hug. Oh. So, we're going to celebrate and make lemon meringue pie. Check it out. Okay, so lemon meringue pie is kind of fun, because it's one of the pies where the filling is like a custard. So that's what we're going to make as our custard here. I have my saucepan here, which I'm going to get heated up. And we are going to add into my saucepan 1.25 cups of water, a 1.25 cups of sugar, ¾ cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. I used Meyer lemons because that's what the Amazon guy brought me. And then to thicken the custard, to make it stick, I have cornstarch. There you go. And cornstarch is a great thickener, which you use a lot of times to make your gravies and thicken stuff up like that, or a lot of times your Asian sauces use cornstarch. But we're using 4 tablespoons, which is also 1/4 cup. And in that goes. Now I have, about 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. This is the outside of the lemon, and you want to just get the yellow part. You don't want to get any of the white pith, because that's what's bitter. And you can use one of these nifty little tools, a zester, or you just use the side of your box grater or a microplane. It works great. And we go ahead and combine that all in there. I have 5 egg yolks, and I saved the whites, which I'll use to make the meringue later. So we're going to give this a good stir, incorporate everything, and bring it to the boil. And as it boils, we want it this way. And as it boils, the starch will start to activate. And it all happens like really quick, and it gets really thick all at once. And you'll know it when it happens. I also have some unsalted butter here. And I'm going to cut myself off a hunk of that. About that much is a hunk. It's about 2 tablespoons. What that's going to do, it's going to give it our custard a really nice shine and make it taste good. And butter, well, butter's good in everything. And then don't forget a pinch of salt. It really wakes up the flavor. And right now, as you see, it's coming to the boil. Now it's getting all thick. And this reaction pretty much happens all at once. So it just pretty much instantly went from being thin to thickened. And you want to keep on stirring. You don't want to generate any lumps here. All right. So now a little bit of a tricky part. I'm going to turn off my heat here. And I take my egg yolks. Now my egg yolks, I don't want to end up with scrambled eggs. So I have my whisk, And I'm putting in my yolks and stirring the yolks continuously. I'm going to add a little bit of the hot mixture in there. This is called tempering the eggs. And we're bringing the eggs up to temperature without scrambling them. Do not stop stirring through this step. And whatever you do, don't spill some of that sugar syrup on your thumb. Because I assure you, it hurts. I luckily have a pretty high pain tolerance. Alright. Now, in theory, it's good to go, but I'm always afraid of it. So I kind of over temper it. I don't think there's such a thing as over tempering. Alright, so that's gone. Now I'm going to take that, still stirring, and put it back in with the rest. Okay, we're going to keep that going. Get all that filling in there. Now we have that all combined, we're going to add our butter and stir that in. And the residual heat from our mixture here is plenty. But you just want to keep on stirring here so you emulsify that butter in. And butter makes everything better. Alright, and once we got that butter all the way in there, this is good to go. Now this is a pie rather, that doesn't actually bake. We just cooked it on the stove. We're just gonna put it right into our shell. Now you could pre-make a pastry pie crust. I happen to have a graham cracker crust that was pre-made. I promise to show you how to make a pie crust sometime. I really don't like doing it, so. My guests get 2 out of 3. They're getting the homemade filling, they go to homemade meringue. They can deal with the stored crust. And we just put this in there. Fill her all the way up. And then we leave this to set in the fridge overnight, and we'll put the meringue on it. So we'll catch that on the flip. Okay, welcome back. We have our pie cooled down, and now it's time to make our meringue. I have the egg whites, which I saved from earlier. That's 5 egg whites. There's a couple different ways to make a meringue. You can make one that you kind of temper in the bowl and pasteurize here, or you can make one that we cook in the oven. And I think that's a little bit easier just to cook it in the oven. So I got that. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now cream of tartar is an acid that helps to serve to stabilize the egg whites, which will prevent them from weeping. And we add a pinch of salt. You always want to put a little bit of salt in almost everything that's sweet. It helps to bring it out and accentuate the flavor. And attach our beater here. And we're also going to put in half a teaspoon of cornstarch. The cornstarch, after it sets, is going to draw some of the moisture. It will keep the meringue floofy. So we're going to start whipping this. Slowly bring the speed up. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And also a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to whip this up till it forms a stiff peak. Alright, now checking in at this point. If you see there it kind of droops, that's what we call a soft peak. So we're going to keep on going. You just don't want to overbeat it. Alright, and I pulled my batter out there. My meringue out. And it's just kind of sticking there, so that's your stiff peak consistency. Now we just want to put the meringue on top of it. Now this can be tricky. All you want to do is distribute it all the way evenly across. And just kind of glob it on there the best you can. So grab a big bit on your spatula here. Use a spoon and just kind of glob it. You don't really want to push into the pie at all because you want the meringue to sit on top. And once you're done, just kind of take your spatula and hit the top of it, and it'll form those neat little peaks that you associate with the pie. And there's nothing fancy to it. That's all there is. And we are going to put this into a preheated oven at 325 for about 15 or 20 minutes till these are lightly toasted and it will have cooked the egg white. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes and I'm ready to take my pie out. And here we go. See that meringue is nice and lightly toasted. And I like doing it this way because you don't have to worry about the broiler and possibly scorching it. And it really works out. It's a lot simpler and safer this way. So here you go, folks. Lemon meringue pie. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.